Hey, okay. Minesweeper. I guess we'll want to look at V. Sorry, at the exclamation mark puzzles. Yeah, these are apparently the ones that are a lot harder than just regular variants. They're still the same though. They're all the same, just way harder. Like yeah. So we'll start with regular Minesweeper. Vanilla Minesweeper just means nothing special. Each number represents how many mines there are around it. So we'll see if we can come up with a few simple deductions first, but I don't think that's the case. Exclamation mark probably means that the deductions are gonna be quite hard. I see something here already. This 4 and these 3 clues work together. Apparently they say that deductions in exclamation mark require the use of several clues at once. So I guess this is one case of it, where if you look at this 2, 4, and 2, right? Well, you can just say this has a minimum, maximum of 2. Yeah, maximum of 2. Then because of this 4, I think there's a, like, some logic that flows, which means this must have a maximum of 2. Or this must have a minimum, yeah. If this is a maximum of 2, then this must have a minimum of 2. Where, yeah. Alright, so what is that logic here? This 4, you see we have 2 separate regions that are both part of the 4, right? If this has a minimum of some number, then this must have the maximum of the remaining mines. So this is a minimum, this has a maximum of 1, and this must have a minimum of 3, etc, etc. So now we know this has a minimum of 2, so this must have a maximum of 2. Or the other way around, this is a maximum of 2, so this must have a minimum of 2. Meaning these are both non-mines. These are both non-mine. This has 1 mine because of the 1, so this is a mine because of the 2. That completes this 1. So you have that. Also what this means is that because there's 2 mines here, then there are no mines here. This 5 is complete. Wow. Okay. We know there's 1 mine here and there's 1 mine here. This 1 mine is because of the 3 and this 1 mine is because of the 4. Do I have to use it in conjunction with these numbers? I think so. Really, I don't see much. We have 6 mines remaining, but it doesn't tell us anything. Because we know there's 1 mine here. But then what? Like, let's say there is a mine here. Then these 2 must be mines. What does that mean? If there were a mine here instead, then we know there has to be a mine here. So this is not a mine. But then if there were a mine here, then this has to be a mine. It really feels like there are a lot of different ways this can be done though. What? Like, okay, maybe we'll just compare scenarios then. This is really getting complicated. Assuming this was a mine, this 2 will be completed. Then this 2 requires... Oh, and that breaks. I see. Okay, and then because we can only have 1 mine in these 2 cells, that just breaks. Wow, okay. 4. Well, 4 must have at least 1 mine here. And that completes everything. Wow, okay, yeah, this is Minesweeper. Alright, this 3 and 5 is a lot simpler. We know that there's 3 mines here, so to finish the 5, these must both be mines. Mm-hmm. There has to be at least one mine here, correct? Yes. Yeah, but there could also be 2 mines here. That would complete the 4. And then you'd have something like this. Which looks fine. I think this is fine. But I'm assuming because of this 4 here, which must have 3 more mines. Again, this must have at least 1 mine in it. Assuming that it had both mines, you'd have a mine here. Oh, okay, this is one of your cases. But in your other case where there's only 1 mine in here, then both of these must be mines. So in that case, this is always a mine. Doesn't help. But I think that's the idea. You need to find constants. I don't know. There has to be at least 1 mine here, but it could be 2 mines again. Alright. In both cases, these are both non-mines then. Yeah. Wow. It's a little bit hard to explain why. But yeah, alright, this 4 and this 3 work together. That is going to do a lot of the extra work for us, because that resolves a lot of stuff. This 2 means this can only see 1, which it must. And that's regular Minesweeper. This 2 can only see 1 more here, which it must again. This 3 is complete. This 4 is complete. And then everything resolves itself. Okay. Yeah, oh my goodness. This 3 is just complete. This 4 sees 1 here, therefore this 3 sees 2 here, which then completes the 2 above. No? What? Oh. Bro. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's the other way around. This 4 sees 2 here, so this 3 sees 1 here, which means this must be a mine. Always. What am I doing? This sees 1, this sees 1, therefore. Therefore, because there must be a maximum of 1 mine here, then this must have a minimum of 2 mines. Which means that. Also, because there's 1 mine here, there's no mine here, basically. That can be completed. This 3, yeah, alright. This 2 must have at least 1 mine here. Which it must. There is 1 mine here which completes this. This 3 is complete. This 3 is complete. Yeah, okay. And there's 1 mine remaining which we know must be here, so this is not a mine. There we go. Alright, yeah. After a while it starts to become like more of a smoother. And that's V7. Okay, but I'm not looking at just vanilla today. I want to try and do other variants as well. I want to see how stupidly hard they get. I have heard that, spoiler alert, there is a double exclamation mark, which is going to be even worse. I assume that's what happens when you finish, like when you get to here, for this exclamation mark you get a second set. But anyway, quad, okay. Yeah, okay, this video has absolutely no structure. Perfect 5 levels of everything to unlock plus, yeah, okay. So let's do quad. So what are the rules of quad? There cannot be any 2x2s with no mine. So every 2x2 possible must have at least 1 mine in it. We start off with a 2 in the middle, which logically cannot have mines in the corners. And the reason for that is because this quad must have at least 1 mine, and this quad must have at least 1 mine in it. Therefore, these cannot have any mines, because the mines here and here would already completed 2. And then this must have a mine, this must have a mine. So these cannot have mines either. And so in total, the corners cannot have mines. A 2 here. Another thing about this too is that your mines must be opposite each other. If not, then you just have, you know, this 2x2, which is broken. Which means that it is either a mine here and here, or a mine here and here. What that means is that there is only exactly one mine here, and because of this 2, exactly one mine here. That would then complete the 1. And this one, seeing this, has to do that. A very trivial chord pattern says that this is a mine, and this isn't. 2 means this is a mine, and because we know the mines are opposite each other, this is also a mine. So that is that section done. Now we're moving on to 3, which is the appearance of another pattern. This is a 1 in a 2x3 box. And the idea is that because there must be one mine here and one mine here, the only way to place one mine that would fit both boxes is where they meet, which is here. I misclicked. God damn it. This is very... There you go. Okay. The 2 means there's one mine here, but I think the 5 is just complete, yeah. And 2 mines remaining means these are both mines. Okay, not that bad, not that bad. Quad isn't horrible, I suppose. Yeah, okay. Now we're just looking at regular Minesweeper. This 3 and this 4 imply that because there are 3 mines in here, then there is exactly one mine here. What that implies is that this 3 has 2 more mines in here, but because of this 1, there can only be one mine here. What that means is that this other one must be a mine. So we're using like 4 clues at the same time. Yeah. Okay. So this 3 with a mine in the corner is an extension of the 2 in the middle, I think. Because there must be one mine here and one mine here, then this can't be a mine anymore. So this is a pattern that is very similar to 2. To like if this was a 2. So this can't be a mine. Not helpful. Interesting. Yeah, sorry, brain's not braining right now. Oh, I actually have no idea how to continue this. I think we have to do some bifurcation then. Where is the easiest spot to bifurcate? What that means is that just make an assumption and see if it leads to a contradiction or not. So let's say, because we know there's one mine here, I think this is the best place to bifurcate. If this were a mine, then we know these are both non-mines. By quad, these would have to be both mines, and by this one, this is no longer a mine. This is therefore a mine, and that breaks this 3 because these are both non-mine, which forms your quad pattern. So that means that this cannot be a mine. 3. Oh, we know there must be at least one mine here, but then there can't be 2 mines here because then this forms the quad pattern which breaks. So there has to be exactly one mine here. I know there's one mine here as well, but let's say this was a mine then. Because we know there's one mine here, then these are both non-mines. This is not a mine, and so this is a mine. Because there's one mine here, this cannot be a mine. So this is a mine. Therefore, this is a mine by quad. But then this is all we can do, I think. Oh no, this must also be a mine. Which breaks this 3. And the reason for that is because of this quad here. So this must be a mine as well, which then breaks this 3. So essentially what that means is that this cannot be a mine, so this must be a mine. Now this must be a mine to finish this 2, this can't be a mine, this 3 is complete. The 2 over here sees, again, it's a 1 in a 2x3 box, which must be like this. This must be a mine for the quad, and so this is empty. And 5 mines remaining with 5 cells means they're all mines. Cool, that one was a bit weirder. I think we'll do one more. Alright, this 4 and 2 here work together. How many mines must there be here? Well, at first glance, it looks like there could be any number of mines, but first it can't be 0, because then this 4 will be broken. It can't be 2 either, because if it were, then this forms your quad pattern. So there must be exactly 1 mine here, after which you can show that these are all mines. There is therefore also 1 mine here. Oh, and this 2 obviously means these are all non-mines. That probably makes more sense. We know that there is 1 mine here, so there's 1 mine here. Although that's no longer helpful. This 5 might be interesting. Not entirely sure though. We know that there is 1 mine here. Therefore, these cells must have 3 more mines in them. Oh, yeah, obviously. And because there can only be 2 here, we then know this must be a mine. This is therefore not a mine. And because there's exactly 2 here, then these are both non-mines. Everything else is a matter of regular Minesweeper. Okay, that was cool. It wasn't horrible, but then again, like, quad is like the easiest of them all. So I can't say anything about how bad this is actually gonna get. Let's see if I can do more. Let's do multiple now. The rules of multiple are that you can see these shaded cells. Each shaded cell counts as 2 mines. So this 3 can be completed like this, because this is counted as 2 mines. Yeah, and the final mine count is not affected. So this is considered 2 mines, but the value is 3, I guess, if you wanna think about it mathematically like this. So let's think about this 3 and this 4 first. We know there's 3 mines here, therefore there can only be 1 mine here. There's exactly 1 mine. So this can't be a mine because this is already 2. This 3. Well, we also know from this 3 that the only way to make a 3 is a 1 plus a 2. So there's 1 mine here and there's 1 mine here. In that case, there is also 1 mine here to complete the 4. But notice there's 1 mine here and there's 1 mine here. That already completes the 3, and therefore none of these are mines. Cool. That seems a bit complicated, but that's actually a trick that is used in normal multiple. This 1 over here, cannot see, this is a 2 value. And this 1 value means one of these are mines. I don't think that really helps though. Okay, I think this is the first instance of us using all 3 of these clues at once. And we also know there's 1 mine here, which helps. So let's think about if this was not a mine. In which case, to complete the 3, you need a mine here, here, and here. This 1 is complete, so this is not a mine. We know there's 1 mine here, so this is not a mine. And therefore this 1 breaks. What that means is essentially, this cannot be a non-mine, therefore must be a mine. And then again, these cannot be both empty. If they were, you'd have a mine here and a mine here, which breaks this 1. Therefore this must have exactly 1 mine. And that would have completed the 3, so this is not a mine. A 7. Well, this 3 and this 7 means that there's a total of 4 here, which we know can only be done like this. That completes this and this, putting a mine here. This 2 means this must be a mine, so this is not. A 4 sees 3 so far, so this can't be a mine. And because we know there's 1 mine here, to complete the 3, this must be a mine, this is not a mine. I think the final clue requires us to use the remaining mine count. No, just kidding, this 3 over here, yeah, well, this 3 over here can just be completed. And now we use the mine count where there's 2 mines. Because we know that there is exactly 1 mine here, the remaining empty cell must be a mine. And then the 4 is complete. This one's complete. There we go. Okay, that was cool, I think. We made some cool logical deductions there, but I think this is just 5 by 5, so it's not going to be too convoluted so far. Let's do a couple more. This one is trivial. This one is also trivial. This 4, no idea. Oh well, this 3 though. Another idea with multiple is the idea of odds and evens, or parity for short. This 3 is an odd number. Therefore, you must always have an odd number of ones. Because in this case, you'd only have even numbers to work with left, and you cannot have even numbers add up to 3, which in all cases therefore means that this must be a mine. Yeah. Yeah. What else do we have? Well, we know again, because of the parity, this 4 must see another purple, correct? Oh, another 1. But again, it cannot see only ones because this, obviously fails. Therefore, it sees exactly one of these, and therefore sees exactly one of these. Doesn't really help, but I think we can do some bifurcation here. If this were a mine, then because none of these were mines, this 2 now already sees 1, so it can only see 1 more. Doesn't seem to help. Well, this 4 though. Yeah, no, this 4 is just the next one. This can't be a mine, so these are both mines. This 8 sees a 4 so far, so it can only see 4 more. Yeah, there are a few ways it could do this. It could do it like this, or it could see 2 of these 1s and 1 of these 2s. So like, if it were this, then it can't see both of these. And so you'd have some weird pattern like this. Right, okay. Let's do some bifurcation. What if none of these were mines? Then you'd have this, correct? This must now be a mine because we know there's 1 mine in these cells. This is not a mine. And because there has to be 1 mine here to complete the 4, this is not a mine. Okay, this seems possible then. Well, there's 1 mine here, implying that this must be a mine and this is not a mine. Okay, and then, yeah, I think we look at states now. Because the idea is to look at this square very specifically. And I think this is where the convolution of exclamation mark comes in. Because this is one of the states possible, correct? And we know that in this state, this can't be a mine. But what are your other states? Your other states is if there was a mine here. How is that possible? Well, it's possible like this. In which case this 2, seeing this, means that this is not a mine. But your other case is if this was a mine. In which case this 2 needs to see 1 more, and therefore this is not a mine. So in all possible cases, there are 3 cases in here. This is not a mine, I think. Dang, it doesn't help. Okay, so that wasn't the intended. That wasn't the intended. Because if it was intended, it would have given us more information. But that wasn't the intended deduction here. There may have been something simpler. Or somewhere else where a similar deduction could have been made. I'm gonna stare at this for a while. Anyway, after lots of looking, I realized that it's just look at this thing. Like, there are a few states possible, where one state is if this was a mine, then this, and this cannot be mines because of the ones. Therefore, the 4 requires this to be a mine. And then to complete the 2, this must be a mine. And yeah, in your other states, if this was not a mine, there is a mine here and a mine here because of the 1. But because there is one mine here, this cannot be a mine. So this cannot be a mine. After that, we know the 8 must have 3 of these, right? So this must be a mine. And then because we know there's one mine here, this can't be a mine, so this is a mine. And then from there, we can make a lot of other deductions. Such as this 8. Yeah, there must be a mine here. There must also be one mine here, right? No idea actually. 4 mines remaining. If this was a mine, then you'd have this, which is 4 mines remaining. But if this was not a mine, then you'd have one mine here, no mine here, one mine here, and therefore one mine here to complete the 2. So I think this is always a mine. Yeah. No idea how else that would work though. I think we need to look more closely at the yellow. Because there's one mine here and one mine here. That makes a lot of... Well, we don't know how many mines that makes up. Oh, well, in this case, there is a mine here and a mine here. So I think there's always a mine here then. Yeah, so if you see in the yellow, there is a mine here and therefore there is always a mine here. Yeah. Again, not sure how that helps. In the red case, we have the 2 mines in place. In the yellow case, we have one mine here and... and there has to be at least one mine here, right? Because there's only 2 mines remaining. So there has to be exactly one mine here, which then means this is not a mine. Because there is exactly one mine here for the yellow case, the only way to satisfy that is if this were a mine, which then in turn means that these are both not mines either. And I think that basically solves everything. Nice. Wow. Okay, I think we're gonna just move ahead. I'll do these in my free time, but we'll move ahead to other variants because we're going through these really slow because there are exclamation mark. Let's try C, which is connected. What connected means is that all your mines must form one amalgamation. I don't know how many words I'm going to use to describe it, but you just can't have isolated mines like these. So I think we start with Jesus. Jeez. Okay, this already does not give me a lot of information. I think we look at this 3 and this 4. Because this 4 is basically there must be some number of mines here. Right? But then how does that affect 3? In the case where there is a mine here and a mine here, then this 3 can only see one more. But in the case where there is only one mine here... Oh, I see. Well, do I see... This mine needs to escape. which can do it like this. And then because there has to be one mine here. Oh wait, no, there's one mine here. There's not 0 mines there. I was like, oh, no, not true. There's one mine here. So this is always just gonna be connected to each other for some crazy reason. Yeah, I see absolutely nothing. If this were a mine, it must escape to make a mine here or here, but then you could always just make a mine here, which then contributes to the 4, so that's no longer a problem. Alright, let's think about it. Are there mines here? Assuming there were no mines here, then you must have a mine here for the mines here and the mines here to connect to each other. Therefore, there is a mine here and a mine here. No mine here, and that breaks your quad. Breaks your connected, because we know there must be some number of mines in here. So what that means is that there must be mines here. I'm not sure how that helps, but we also know that there must be some mines here. In this case, assuming that there were a mine here and here, because we know there has to be at least one mine here, then there are no mines in here. How does that help though? I mean, can't say that this is not a mine. But honestly, I have no idea. Let's see if it is a mine or not. This is not a mine. It could be a mine. Alright. Fair enough. Alright, well, let's assume that there's 2 mines here. What about that? Well, we know there's only 1 mine here, so these are all non-mines. Then we'd have mines like so. Because this must connect out to here, it actually can no matter what. So there's no issue in here. But then what? Doesn't say anything. Okay, well, let's assume there are mines in here then. Because assuming there were a mine here, then there can't be any mines here. To escape, this mine needs to take this square minimum. And then this. I see really nothing. Wow, what? Oh my goodness. So these are our 2 original deductions. There has to be a mine here and a mine here. We can't really do anything about it. So like our one assumption was that there were 2 mines here, in which case these are all non-mines. Because there could be any number of mines here, there can't be any mines here, because that forms your wall. So there has to be a mine here and therefore no mine here. In this case, this needs to escape, which can only be done like this. But that's still possible though. Let's see. Well, what if this was not a mine then? There must be some number of mines here. Because if there were no mines here, then it just breaks. So because there was some number of mines here, this can only have 1 mine in it. And now because of the wall, this has to be a mine. This is not. Isn't this still possible though? This still is a plausible scenario. But in this case, I have no idea, honestly. Let us then assume that this was not a mine. Or, yeah. I think in connected, might better assume some things were non-mines then. Assume this is not a mine. Or like assume this was not a mine. I think this has to be a mine though. If it was a non-mine, it is still possible to escape. Like this. So I can't say that for sure, can I? Yeah. So yeah, I can do this nonsense. So what is the plan here? I wanna say like this can't be a mine. But we're not. Oh, this can't be a mine apparently. I don't know. Assuming this was a mine, then this happens. Meaning this has to be a mine. Meaning this. But then this has to be a mine. Oh, I guess that breaks. Wow, okay. Fine. That's so stupid. We know there has to be at least one mine here, so this can't be a mine now. This must be a mine for the connection to work. Are there mines here? We don't know. Well, we know there are mines here though, so this has to be a mine for it to connect outwards. This 4 has 3 mines remaining, so these are all empty. 2 mines remaining can only be like that. Jeez, that initial deduction is insanely stupid. Like, how are you supposed to know that? Is this what exclamation mark is like? Because I will be very scared of that. I think we'll try and do one more. We'll try and do B. We'll see how hard B is. So B means every row and column has the same number of mines. We know there are 5 rows and 5 columns and a total of 10 mines. So we can deduce that each row and column has 2 mines each. And then we can do this, we can sum columns up. So we can say, for example, these 2 columns have a total of 4 mines. And then these have a total of 6 mines. Etc, etc. Now we know this has to have at least 1 mine. But what if these had 2 mines in them? Then these are all empty. And then this would be 2 mines, this would be 2 mines. I don't see anything that can be broken just yet, but we do know there's 1 mine here, meaning these are both non-mines. Although again, I don't see much regarding what we could do after this point. But this is one of the cases, right? Your other case is if these were both mines, in which case these are all empty. So that means that these are 2 empty. Yeah, these are both empty. Fair enough. Alright, might want to use these 2. We know there's 4 mines total here, and there's 1 in these cells. So this cell must have 3 mines. What that means is that this can only... alright, so this is like looping itself around. Wow, okay. Because this has 3 mines in it, and we know columns A and B have 4 mines, then we know that this has exactly 1 mine in it. Because of the 2 now, there is 1 mine here. But because column C has 2 mines, then there is exactly 1 mine here. That in turn finishes this 1, meaning that these are both non-mines. Oh, okay. That's cool in a way. That's really cool in a way. I haven't seen this cyclical logic before. So this is interesting and new to me, I guess. What else do we have? Oh, we know there must be at least one mine here, so I guess we can think about possible states again. Assuming that, you know, one of these were mines in any form and this was not, then you just have this. Again, no idea. But in your other case, where this was not a mine and this happened, seems possible so far. What the heck is going on? What else is there? I don't know. Let's try again and see what happens if these are both mines. That happens. Do we have to look at all three states then? We might have to. Alright, let's think about all three states then. I'll try and erase the yellow. So this is one of your states. Your other state is if this happened, in which case you would then immediately get something like this. You get this, and then you get this and that. And then in your third state, which I'll make green, this is a mine while this is not. Then this is not a mine. This and this must be mines. This is therefore not a mine. This is a mine and this is a mine now, implying this is always a mine, firstly, but again not helpful. This is always empty. Oh, that's somewhat helpful. 0, there we go. 3 is complete. This is no longer a mine. 4, well, we know this is not a mine. So this 4, well, this is also not a mine. And then everything is complete like that. There's one mine here, so this must be a mine as well. There we go. Alright. Wasn't that bad, but also was pretty bad. I think balance is just gonna be like this. Oh well. I guess, yeah, we are running out of time. Oh, I'm running out of time. This is regular episode length anyway. I'll like do the rest of the puzzles next time probably. But yeah, hope you like it. Bye bye.